Oh, okay. Yeah. She did say that. That was flex and flex, stretch and flex. Yep. Yeah, I know who that was. Yeah. Well, Carlos said that about her. Oh, really? Mm. Hi, good afternoon. My name is Oksana, and I teach yoga and stretch and flex for Garner Parks and Recreation Department. We have yoga on Tuesdays, 5 o'clock, and then 6:30, and stretch and flex on Fridays at 12 p.m. I'm gonna take a little break during the summer after June 14th. Stretch and flex is going to continue, but yoga practices will resume in August. So I'd love to see you all join me on the mat for this short yoga practice. It's about 30 minutes. So please find a comfortable position, sit down, maybe cross your legs in front of you. Try to get your knees lower than your hips. Try to lift your chest up. Inhale your shoulders up. Exhale and roll them back and down. Let's take another 3 cleansing breaths together. We're going to be inhaling through the nose and then holding it to a count of 4. You can count in your head. And then we're going to let it through the mouth to the same count of 4. Maybe we could stretch it a little bit longer. So we're going to inhale, send the shoulders up, squeeze the shoulder blades together, tense your abdominals, maybe make fists with your hands. Hold it all in, squeeze your eyes, clench your teeth if you feel like it, and then we're going to let it all through the mouth and relax. 2 more times, inhaling through the nose. Squeezing and flexing the muscles, tensing the body up and letting it all go through the mouth. One last time, inhale and hold, and then let it all go. And now we're going to go back to breathing through the nose, stretching, lengthening the inhales and exhales, inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Yoga is all about connecting to your breath. So let's focus on taking deep, meaningful inhales and exhales. Maybe counting in your head to make sure you're matching the exhale to the inhale, allowing the body to relax. As you take an inhale, try to send that air all the way down in your belly area, and then notice how it lifts and expands your chest. Try to focus on breathing here. And as you exhale, maybe check your body for the areas where there's a little bit more tension. And with every exhale, try to relax your face a little more. Relax your shoulders a little more, your chest. Just exhale into those areas of tension. And maybe as you do that, letting go of the day you just had, of the week, and allowing yourself to keep your attention on this half an hour of practice. You can send an intention to your class here, maybe just going to be letting go of the stuff that doesn't serve you anymore. letting go of the tension, relaxing your body a little bit more. So let's take another 3 breaths like this. And then open your eyes. We're going to use blocks for some of the poses here, some of the asanas, so it's good to have a couple of blocks here. Maybe some padding for your knees, or if you don't have anything, maybe you could just fold your mat over to cushion your knees if you need to. So we're going to start in a child's pose. So open your knees wide, let your feet meet there, and then walk your hands forward and lengthen out of your lower back before you send your hips to your heels. Chest goes towards the mat. If you don't quite get to the mat, to help you relax, use the block for your forehead and melt into child's pose. Take another 3 long, deep, relaxing breaths. And as you exhale, try to push your hips a little closer to your heels. Try to relax your head, relax your shoulders, and then maybe roll your head side to side on the mat or on the block, gently getting rid of the tension between your eyebrows, getting rid of the tension in your neck area. And then inhale back to center, remove the block, and walk your hands all the way out to the right and melt down. Find that side body stretch on the left. Try to push your hips again towards your heels if that position changed, and just melt down. Try to relax. Take another 3 breaths here. Maybe put your head all the way down on the mat. Check for areas of tension and breathe into those tense spots. In and out slowly. And then inhale and walk yourself all the way over to the other side. Maybe grab a block, put it under your forehead. If you were not quite able to push your hips down towards your heels, check in with your shoulders, relax them down, send your sternum a little bit closer towards the mat. Take another 2 deep breaths here. And then inhale yourself up. Walk your hands forward again, and then we're going to push forward and start our warm-up in tabletop, aligning our wrists under our shoulders, aligning our ankles under the hips, and then we're going to curl the toes and lift up into a floating table. Step the feet wide, and then just walk one foot in, the other one in, and then back out. And let's do that another 4 times. Working on our core strength, warming up the body. And then we're going to step into the plank. And to modify, you can find a knee plank here, or hold your straight arm plank. And then as we hold the plank, we're going to drop the heels over to the right and back up, and then drop them over to the left and back up. And if you're on your knees, just drop the hips down to one side and hold, and then drop the hips down to the other side, finding that deep side body stretch. And let's do another 4. Deep in the hip over to one side, and then switching over to the other one. Gentle movement. And please remember, during any time you feel that something is a little bit too much, or you cannot quite take a breath, you need to back off a little bit and find your deep, relaxing breath. Remember, that is your practice. So we're going to go back to the knees now and move into our cat-cows. So we're going to inhale round the back, contract the abdominals, drop and relax the head, relax the neck, and then move into cow, arch in the back, release in the core, squeezing those shoulder blades together and bringing the chest forward. Exhale for the cat, around your back. Inhale for the cow, release your abdominals, allow your sits bones to separate and stretch. And we're going to have another 4, moving at your own pace, finding the cat, round in the back, contracting the abs, relaxing the head, gazing at your navel, and then moving into the cow, arching the back, bringing the chest forward. Let's do one more after this one. And then we're going to move into the hip circles, walking the hands forward a little bit and just circling one way. About 4 more times. And then we're going to reverse that movement. Circling the other way about 3 more times. And then get yourself back to center. Curl your toes. We're going to prepare for our first downward facing dog. Stretching the fingers wide, pressing the knuckles in, rolling onto the pinky sides of the palms, and bringing the inside of the elbows forward. Curl your toes, and then when you inhale, start lifting the knees, lifting the hips, pushing them up and back, and maybe straightening the legs here, trying to get your bicep by the ear and pushing your heels down towards the mat, whether they go all the way down today or not. And make sure that your hips are away from your shoulders. Try not to sag through your chest. So we don't need any pinching in our shoulder area. And then just gently sway side to side, rocking your hips to the right and to the left. And then start bending knees one at a time, pedaling your feet, getting the stretch in your hamstrings, but keep a micro bend in your straight leg to protect your hamstrings. Stretching the ankles. Let's do a couple more. And then we're going to cross the left leg over the right and send the hips over to the right for a little deeper stretch here. And then get back to center and do the other side. And then from the downward facing dog, we're going to roll forward into the plank again, or a knee plank, working on strengthening our core muscles. So wherever you are, stay there. Let's hold it for another 4 breaths. And then we're going to roll into a side plank. Maybe lift your top arm up and then roll back, regular plank. And if you're on your knee, you can do that too. Modified side plank here, back to your center, and then we're going to roll onto the other foot and find a side plank or a knee plank. Inhale back to center. We're going to roll all the way down as we exhale. Separate your feet, bringing them to the sides of the mat, preparing for our Cobra pose, Bhujangasana. Slide your hands under your armpits. Lift your knees, pressing the tops of your feet into the mat. And then inhale, lift your chest, send it forward. Flex your glutes to protect your lower back. Maybe lift up a little bit more. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Tuck your chin, lift your gaze. Find your first cobra. And then exhale all the way down and bring your right ear to the mat. Inhale, your feet up, bending the knees. Send your fingertips towards the back of the mat. And let's windshield wipe our legs right and left, getting the tension out of the low back area. Find that tension release. Inhale the legs back, bring them up to center, and then release them down. We're going to prepare for locust pose, Shalabhasana here, which again is a back bending pose. So we're going to inhale, send the chest forward, squeeze the shoulder blades together, and then maybe lift your legs up. Maybe inhale your palms up. And hold this pose for about 3 more breaths. Tense in your glutes, squeezing your buttocks, strengthening the back, strengthening the glutes, strengthening the leg muscles. And then exhale and melt down. Send your other ear to the mat. Inhale the legs up, and again send them to the right and to the left. Couple more times. We don't want any pinching in the back. And then inhale them back to center. Release them down. Bring your hands forward. Place them under your armpits. Separate the feet again. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. We're going to lift up into cobra or up dog. So start inhaling. Lift your chest. Lift your gaze. And then we're going to go into our down-facing dog. Parallel the feet, curl the toes, send those hips up and back. Walk your feet in. And let's go back to paddling the feet, bending the knees, getting the release. We are preparing for a child's pose for a break. So we're going to either take a regular child's pose, or we are going to find a modified pigeon child's pose where you bring your left ankle to the right knee and then drop the right knee down, finding that figure 4 stretch, and then sit back onto that right heel. If that is feeling too much for you, just relax into a child's pose. Maybe keep your feet together. And then inhale, send your body forward and bring your left foot forward, keeping the right one relaxed on the mat. We're going to find a lizard stretch, walking the left foot to the left side of the mat and rolling onto the outside of that foot, dropping that knee down. Here you might want to use a block for your forearms. You can put it higher up if that feels better. Or maybe melt yourself all the way down and gently rock side to side. And then we're going to inhale, lift up here, roll onto that side of the foot, bring the foot to the middle of the mat, place your right hand on the inside of the left foot, and send those left fingertips up, reaching up with your left arm, finding a twist. Inhale here, exhale, release. We're going to look for a regular pigeon pose, Kapotasana. So walk that left foot all the way to the right. Drop your left knee down, and then maybe bring that left heel closer to you. Here you might want to use the block under your hips to to completely relax and release here. Keep your right leg straight and melt into that stretch. Finding the release in your psoas muscle and the piriformis. But be gentle with yourself. If something not feeling comfortable, please hold yourself a little bit higher up and use a block or a pillow under your hips. And then we're going to lift up and send that leg back, melt back into the mat and find a Sphinx pose. Separate your feet, lift your knees, press the tops of the feet down, and then lift up into the Sphinx. And then we're going to move closer to the right side of the mat. We're going to stretch the left arm out to the left shoulder height. We're going to place it down and find a shoulder stretch, rolling onto the left side and bringing that right leg behind us. Release your head down into the mat or on the block. Relax into that stretch. Take another breath here. Maybe find a half bind with your right arm, bending the right elbow, bringing the forearm behind your back to your left hip. And then inhale and roll back onto the mat, back to that Sphinx pose. Lift your chest, bring it forward. Squeeze the glutes, lift the knees. Bring the gaze forward. And then we're going to go back into our downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Curl the toes. Go on your knees first or lift up straight into downward facing dog. Bend one knee, bend the other knee, find the side body stretch, and then we're going to take that modified child's pose with a figure 4 Kapotasana pigeon stretch. So we're going to lower that left knee down and then melt your hips towards your left heel. Take 4 relaxing long breaths here, and to modify, just go into regular child's pose. Inhale, send your body forward. Send your right foot forward to the right side of the mat, knee bent. Let's find the lizard stretch on this side. Walk the right foot to the right side of the mat. Roll onto the pinky toe side and allow that knee to melt over to the right. Again, you can use a block here if you need to, actually under your forearms. Relax your shoulders. Relax your head and neck. Take 4 breaths here. Inhale yourself up. Press the palms into the mat. Lift up. Walk that foot to the middle of the mat. Left hand on the inside of the right foot. Reach up with your right hand. Reach up with your right arm and look up, twisting over to the right. Inhale here again. Exhale, release that hand down. Frame your right foot and then walk it over closer to yourself. Bring the right knee on the mat. Get the block for your hips. Let's find Kapotasana on the other side. Melt your hips down. Place your forearms on the mat. Keep your left leg straight. And allow yourself to relax. And find that release in your right hip flexor. Find that stretch. Check in with your shoulders. Relax them down. Take another breath here, and then inhale and lift up on your hands, straight forearms. Send your right foot to meet the left. Bring your chest down on the mat. We're going to move into a forearm plank. So lift up, press your forearms down into the mat. Stretch your legs wide or take a knee plank, whatever works today. And then we're going to inhale and again find a side plank on the right. And then send those left fingertips forward. Lift your hips up into a rainbow. Inhale back to the plank. Exhale. Roll onto both forearms. Hold the regular plank. Maybe lift your left leg up. And then lower. Or lift your left leg up and then lower. Or if you're on your knees, you can still lift one leg up if you feel like it. Keeping the knees bent. And then we're going to roll onto the other side and find that side plank. Lifting and sending the right arm up, fingertips reaching to the sky, and then forward towards the front of your mat, finding the rainbow. And then inhale here, exhale back to your forearm plank. Inhale here, exhale, release down into the mat. Melt your chest forward and down. And then we're going to inhale into Cobra one more time. Open those knees wide as you exhale in. Lift your legs up and take a King Cobra. And then push back. Bring your hips to your heels and find the child's pose. Release down into the child's pose. Press your right ear down into the mat. Lift up on your left fingertips and send that right arm over to the left. Find a shred the needle stretch. Take 2 breaths here. And then inhale, send the right arm forward. Left ear to the mat. Left arm reaches over to the left. Shred it under your right arm and relax into the thread the needle stretch here. Another breath here. Inhale back to center. And then we're going to lift up into downward facing dog. And then step up forward and find mountain pose at the top of the mat. Inhale for tall mountain. We're going to step our feet together, press our legs together, squeeze the glutes, squeeze the adductors, and drop into chair. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, drop into chair, and let's inhale and go into the chair twist here. To the right, press through your heels. Try to lift your toes here, and then inhale, find Tadasana mountain pose. Squeeze the glutes, squeeze your legs together, find the back bend. Exhale in the hands down to heart center. Squeeze in the glutes even more. Inhale, go tall, high mountain. Exhale, drop into chair. Inhale here. Exhale, right elbow to the outside of the left knee. Chair twist. Inhale back to center. Grow tall. Let's move into a standing Ardha Chandrasana. Grab your left wrist with your right hand. Grow tall. Lengthen out of your lower back to the crown of your head. And then find a side bend. Ardha Chandrasana on the right. and up. And then we're going to change. Lengthen first and then to the left. Let's do 2 more each side. And then this time around, we're going to cross our left leg over the right foot, over the right leg, and find our Chandasana with crossed legs. Inhale back to center, stretch and cross your legs, and then cross your right leg over the left. Inhale, lengthen, and then find that half moon on the other side. Inhale, stretch, step towards the front of the mat. Let's do one balancing pose. We're going to do warrior 3. So we're going to inhale, press the palms together, hinge forward from your hips, and bring the left leg up parallel to the mat. Your torso on your leg, hips are squared to the mat, and then we're going to tap the mat with the left toe 2 more times. And then squeeze the glute. Inhale here, exhale, release. Kick your legs out, and let's do the other side. So inhale here, exhale, hinge from your hips, press your left foot down, and lift your right leg up. Find your stability here, press your palms together, and tap the mat with your right toe 2 more times. Squeeze the right glute, hold, warrior 3. Inhale, lift up. Let's get a little stretch for our wrists and your arms behind your back. Interlace your fingers, lift your chest, lift your gaze. Inhale again, exhale, release. Shake your hands out, step your feet wide. Let's drop into Malasana as we exhale. If available, you can press your elbows into your knees, into your thighs, and press them away. Press the palms together, lift the chest. You can use a block here to relax your hips down a little bit more. And then we're going to roll down onto the mat. Stretch the legs out long, and we're going to find a reverse plank, lifting the hips up, lifting the gaze up, hands in the legs. Exhale down and into Navasana, boat pose. Squeeze your shoulder blades together, bring your chest forward, bend the knees, and then lift the legs up. Exhale the legs down, move forward, open the knees, keep your feet together. Inhale, lift your chest and lengthen out of your lower back. Relax the knees down, bring your head towards your feet. Supta Baddha Konasana. Another inhale here, and then roll up, close your knees, and roll onto your back. We're going to do a quick bridge pose before melting down and relaxing into Shavasana. Bend your knees, press them firmly into the mat. You don't need a block under your head unless you have glaucoma or any other kind of health condition. So we're going to inhale, press the feet in, grounding through the heels, tilt the pelvis in, groin towards your belly button, and then lift the hips up. Squeeze the glutes, maybe reach your forearms, reach your arms under your back, interlace the fingers, and press the arms into the mat, lifting your hips a little bit more. Inhale here one more time, squeezing the glutes, pressing through the heels. Exhale, release the arms, release the hips down. Inhale, hug the knees in towards your chest, rock side to side. Inhale the feet up, find a happy baby, relax the knees down, rock side to side one more time. Inhale here, exhale, relax the legs down, release into Shavasana. Start slowing your breath again, finding that calm, relaxing place. Feel free to close your eyes. Always thank your body for being able to practice for you here. And take a long Shavasana if you feel like it. And our practice here is done. And I'm going to wish you a great day. Namaste.